Why is modern art bad? Why is modern art trashy? Why does modern art insult me? And why doesn't modern art seem like real art? I've noticed these questions being asked a lot lately, and YouTubers who I follow and some who I don't have had a lot to say about it. And many have had some good points, but some people I think are just confused about modern art as an artistic movement. So I thought I would see if I could maybe shed some light on it or help people wrap their heads around it. And now this video is mainly in response to a video produced by Prager University. You've probably seen their ads before, videos about subjects, and they have a very highly rhetorical way of presenting an argument. So you have to be really careful when you watch these videos, and I was very careful when I watched Why is Modern Art Bad? And 16,000 other people were pretty careful about it, and some people even did a video response like I'm doing right now. So the first thing I wanted to say is I agree with them and others that modern art is art made from the 1860s to around the 1970s. So if you refer to anything after that, it's usually postmodern or contemporary art, and modern art gets kind of lumped into that because it's sort of a part of it as a movement. So if we know what modern art and postmodern art, contemporary art is, then why is it different from traditional or classical art? Well, classical art is pretty much the art that's existed from the Byzantines all the way up until the 19th century, and every step of the way people are trying to make things look more realistic. They're trying to take the material world or even the mythical world and make it real in an image or a sculpture or some kind of visual medium. And the goal has always been toward perfection or perfecting this so that it's difficult to tell what's a painting or a sculpture and what's a real thing. So that's traditional and classical art, and the development of this perfection are the classical techniques that have been passed down from artisan to artisan throughout the generations. So that's classical art and traditional art. Now modern and postmodern art is a departure, and it departs for a number of reasons. But the departure is that it no longer strives to represent perfectly the material world, like houses, trees, mountains, or even the mythical world, trying to bring to life things that could be real, like demons or stuff like that. What modern art tries to do is convey what goes on inside a person's mind, the subtleties that are ephemeral, that defy description. So this idea that modern or postmodern contemporary art is about personal expression is referred to as artistic relativism. And it's a movement that basically says art is in the eye of the beholder, and if it engages somebody, then it's art, even if the only person engaged by it is the artist. And this is what causes a lot of the turmoil in people, because we definitely see artists who have tremendous skill and dedication. And then we see people who, by any objective measure, phoned it in. I mean, honestly, it just looks like any child could have done that. And you can actually fool people with art from children, or in this case, glasses on the floor. Now, because the glasses engaged an audience, I call it art. But it wasn't intended to be art, it was intended to fool the audience, which that intention, that engagement, is kind of art. It's kind of postmodern art. That's how it works. I mean, we can have super real things, or we can try to get inside people's heads and see, what makes us tick. Okay, so postmodernism is about personal expression, and our expressions grow from our personal experiences. And if you've ever been alive, you know that not everything about being a human is pleasant or pretty, and there are things that are just offensive and shocking and disgusting and everything else. Well, why are those things off limits? So a lot of postmodern art will explore those things, and people say they're just trolling, or they're just trying to, be controversial or whatever. It's like, well, maybe they are, but again, that's the kind of engagement that contemporary art is designed to do. its visual impact is just a seed for growing an idea. And that's, if you don't see past the seed, then of course it's just going to look, you're not going to see the tree, you know. So I think that's kind of what happens when people don't understand postmodern art. Now, you can understand it and be offended and shocked or even bored by it, and that's okay, that's fine. But I think it's a mistake to dismiss the entire movement and all the art within and the contribution of all the artists within. If modern art is bad, people are bad. If modern art is trashy, people are trashy. If modern art insults, people insult. It's about people, and it's going to be as diverse, as thrilling, and as boring, as shocking, and as banal as people can be. So I think that's why. And if you agree, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down, leave a comment. Let me and maybe others who are watching this know why. I'd be happy to hear your thoughts, and I'm not picking a fight, it's just that's my take on it, and I would love to hear what you have to say about that as well. So thank you for listening and watching this video, and until next time, take care.